Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Thursday, and I just want to let you guys know that this is a new style of content I'm going to do, where I just rant about nerdy things that I like, such as this one, which is my top 10 favorite kaijus. But before we get into today's video, thank you for all the support you guys have been giving me recently. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, this video is my top 10 favorite kaijus. Now, if you don't know what a kaiju is a giant monster in mostly movies, but they can also be in books, TV shows, and most popular kaijus come from like Pacific Rim. The most popular kaiju definitely is either King Kong or Godzilla, and they're basically giant monsters. And I'm a big fan of kaijus. I love Godzilla series. Amazing. But I just want to rant about my top 10 favorite kaijus. And yeah, if you guys like this style of videos, make sure you leave a comment saying that you want more. I don't know what else to make with this type of content, so tell me in the comments. But yeah, let's get into my top 10 favorite kaijus. At number 10, we have Void Ghidorah. Now, this is a little bit of a hot take, since I know a lot of people don't like the anime trilogy of Godzilla. But if you don't know who Void Ghidorah is basically a much bigger snake-like version of Ghidorah. Now, Void Ghidorah, I really enjoy as a kaiju. Now, the reason why I like Void Ghidorah, his design is a big factor. I really like the whole idea of the black hole and in the three heads coming out of it. It's such a great and unique design. He has a kind of very powerful power moveset. He can deflect Earth Godzilla's attacks. He's humongous and honestly one of my favorite kaijus of all time. I love Ghidorah so much, and Void Ghidorah has to be on this list. Coming up at number 9, we have Jet Jaguar, starring in the 1973 film Godzilla vs. Gigan. Jet Jaguar is honestly one of my favorite kaiju. Now, even though he's not technically a monster because he's a robot, I'm still gonna count him. I'm still gonna count like robots, which means I even though none of them are on this list, the Pacific Rim robots. If you want to make your own list, but honestly, I love Jet Jaguar's design. Has that very 70s vibe of like cyborg. Kind of reminds me of a Power Ranger, if I'm being honest. But he's honestly just a really cool character in my opinion. But that's just me. Coming up at number 8, we have Mecha Ghidorah. Now, if you don't know who Mecha Ghidorah is, he's from the Heisei era of Godzilla. Mecha Ghidorah is basically Mecha Godzilla, but it's a robot version of King Ghidorah. He's not totally robotic like Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla. He still has like the body parts of Ghidorah. And he's honestly a really cool kaiju. Like I said, I love King Ghidorah, and I also love Mecha Godzilla, so it kind of fits. But Mecha Ghidorah, just an amazing kaiju overall. Design is great. The movie he's in is great, which is the reboot series of Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. But yeah, great kaiju. And moving on to number 7. Now, I think this section of the video, including number 8, is going to be kind of like the Heisei era, because a lot of the Heisei era kaijus are in this area. But coming up at number 7, we have Biollante. Biollante is a very I know I keep on saying great kaiju, but honestly, Biollante has such a unique design. Giant flower monster possessed by a scientist's dead daughter. It's great. The rose design, great. The lore of this kaiju, also great. Honestly, probably one of the best kaijus of the Heisei era, except for the ones coming up, because the Heisei era has a lot of good kaijus. It was really tough to choose which one I was going to put them in, but the Heisei era was kind of like the experimental section of the Godzilla series. But we're gonna move on to number 6. Number 6 is a really big hot take. But at number 6 we have Destroya. Destroya is probably one of the most popular kaijus out there. If you don't know who Destroya is, he's basically, well, according to the directors, he's basically like the demon of the kaijus, like basically a demon. He's a giant crab monster. I'll pull up an image on the screen while editing this, but he's a giant like crab monster, and from outer space. He's very powerful, and I know a lot of people are saying that they want him in the Legendary movies, which honestly you could say that for any kaiju, if I'm being serious, but Destroya is honest, has one. If I'm gonna be honest with you, even though he's this low on the list, I honestly think Destroya's name is one of the greatest names. I don't know why, I just really fuck with it. But yeah, Destroya, very good monster. Kind of overrated, but yeah. And now we're moving on to number 5. Coming up at number 5 is the last of the Heisei era kaijus, this being Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla has the I'll pull up an image on screen, but his crown on the top, his crystals coming out of his shoulders, the lore behind his character, basically Godzilla's DNA got attached to some alien crystal, and that's what turned Space Godzilla into Godzilla. That's what the crystal turned into Space Godzilla. But Space Godzilla has got to be one of the coolest backstories, one of the greatest kaiju of the Heisei era, and honestly one of my all-time favorites. Coming up at number 4, we have Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One was a film that was released recently, 2020, December of 2023, and is the latest Toho Godzilla movie. This before being, well, I don't know if you count the anime trilogy, but before, I would say the last one being Shin Godzilla. But honestly, Godzilla Minus One has a very good design. He's very powerful. His lore, basically Godzilla Minus One is a reboot of the original 1954 version. But honestly, he has a really cool design. Probably one of the best modern versions of Godzilla. And yeah, he's just overall really cool. Coming up at number 3, we have Kong. Now, Kong is gotta be okay. I know a lot of the Godzilla fans hate Kong because of all the Kong glazers, but let me tell you something. 2 Alpha Titans who honestly, Kong was one of the best parts of Godzilla versus Kong. Before this, Kong only had like one movie, and that was Skull Island. But Kong was a very cool addition to the MonsterVerse. When I first heard of the MonsterVerse, I didn't really think anything of it, but the recreation of Godzilla vs. Kong was not that great in my opinion, but also kind of cool, if I do say so myself. But that's basically really it for Kong. I love his battle axe in the Legendary movies, now his beast glove. Honestly, very cool in my opinion. I gotta stop saying cool in my opinion, holy shit. But Kong is honestly a great Alpha Titan. Coming up at number 2, we have Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is, in my opinion, not the best, because we're still getting to the best kaiju, but one of the best Toho, the best Toho Godzilla. Better than Minus One, better than Showa, better than Heisei. Shin Godzilla is such an amazing kaiju, the greatest design of all time for Godzilla, for a Toho Godzilla. The tail at the end, the atomic breath scene, oh my god, that blew me away. The overall story to him of representation of the nuclear bomb, which is usually what Godzilla is based off of, but still, he is just so fucking cool, man. I love Shin Godzilla. He is the best Toho Godzilla design by far. Now, before I get to number 1, I just want to give some honorable mentions. These being Legendary King Ghidorah, Legendary Mothra, Final Wars Gigan. I love Best Gigan so far. Legendary Mecha Godzilla. I love the Legendary films. Legendary Rodin. I can't think of his Knifehead from Pacific Rim. And even though I don't think you would count this as a kaiju, because I'm still counting it because it was in 05 Kong movie. You know, the James Patterson version of Kong. The V-Rex, super cool in my opinion. Great interpretation of the 1930 Kong. But yeah, those are just some honorable mentions, and now it is time for number 1. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of people mad for this one, but by far my favorite kaiju of all time has to be Legendary Godzilla. Now, before you get your pitchforks, before you get mad of, oh, like, this kaiju's way better, the Legendary movies suck. First of all, you're wrong. I love the Legendary movies. Second of all, Legendary Godzilla is honestly probably the best attempt to, like, a hero of Godzilla. Usually Godzilla's like an anti-hero, which, nothing wrong with anti-heroes. Like, I love Deadpool, but he's probably one of the best tropes of a hero, of Godzilla being a hero. Because overall, my favorite movie of all time is Godzilla King of the Monsters, 2019 reboot. And Legendary Godzilla just shows, like, how Godzilla can be. Like, how powerful he can get. I love in Godzilla X Kong, I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I love the pink design. It made him stand out from other Godzillas. And that's why I have Shin Godzilla at number 2. Because I like it when they stand out. When they don't fit with the others. With Showa, looks practically the same. Looks really close to like Heisei. They look pretty close to be the same. I like it when there's unique and difference to it. I don't like it when it's the same thing. That's why when I hated when people started talking about James Gunn's new Superman suit and how it was gonna suck. Different is good. I like variety, and that's why most of these kaijus on this list are mostly unique in their own way. That's why the Heisei era is so popular. It had so many unique and cool kaijus, like Biollante, Destroya, Space Godzilla. It had variety. And that's what I like about Legendary Godzilla. He brings variety. You have regular Legendary Godzilla. Then you have evolved Legendary Godzilla. And then you have thermal nuclear. Oh my god, he is cool as hell. The scene where they all bow down to him really shows you who's the true king of the monsters. But honestly, I love Legendary Godzilla. I grew up with the Legendary films, and I hope you can, and I don't want you guys to get mad because it's my opinion. For your number 1 list, you can have fucking, I don't know, Showa, Mecha Godzilla, I don't know, or Gamera. But honestly, it's my list. I get to do whatever the fuck I want with it. So, mind your damn business. But anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know this video is kind of shitty because of the editing style and the Cuphead gameplay behind, but this is one of my first times making these type of videos. I think the only one I did before was the IRL Spinosaurus versus Jurassic Park Spinosaurus, but you know, I just want to make more videos like this, me talking to you about nerdy shit I like. If you like nerdy shit, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It makes it it makes it overall really good to it makes me motivated to make these videos. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.